Hey, Joe Phillips here with Focus Real Estate and Central Park Scoop. We're up in the north end part of the neighborhood today, and I just wanted to give you a little update on the real estate market. Our team had our meeting that we do once a month yesterday, and we were just talking about the status of the market, the changes that we're seeing. If you're not in real estate, you might not be aware of these, and so we just wanted to step back and say, hey, if this isn't what you do every single day, you might not be informed, and we just want to give you a general update here. So maybe a 5-minute video on the market shift that we've seen and what it might mean for buyers and sellers. So when I say market shift, what does that mean? What's changed in the real estate market in the last month or two? The big shift was caused by kind of three things. Interest rates went up from about 3.5% to over 6% in a matter of months, which is like a huge change, a huge impact on buyers' abilities to qualify for a loan and how much they can afford. They have pulled back a little bit since then, which is great, but that big jump was important. Inflation in general is affecting buyers. When everything in your life is costing a lot more, that leaves less for a home payment and affects your purchasing power. And then home price affordability got a little out of whack. So in the last 8 months, it seems like about a 15% increase in home prices, especially the early half of 2022. Prices really went high really fast. So couple that with inflation and the interest rates, all of a sudden your buyer pool went from this big pool of lots of interested buyers and only a few homes to a much smaller, tighter buyer pool. So what does that mean for people? It just means that the market is more balanced now. We are so used to a market where the sellers had all the control, there was such little inventory, this huge buyer pool, and they could kind of call their shots on everything. Things have changed a little bit. So now a couple takeaways for buyers and sellers. We'll start with sellers. So I made some notes from yesterday's meeting, just some of the key points we talked about. It's really important right now for sellers to be the best value in their price segment. So what I mean by that is they need to be the best home for the price in their price range. So if you're in the $650 range, you need to be the best home within the $600 to $700 kind of ballpark when the buyers go out and look at the homes in the neighborhood, because there's probably a few more competing homes in your segment now, and there's not as many buyers. So if you want to sell quickly, you need to be that best one. So you need to stage the home. We're going to give advice on staging, suggest staging. In the white hot market we were in, a lot of homes were selling even if they didn't get into that perfect condition. Now it's more important than ever. Pricing. We're really going to suggest that you price it right to start with. If you're watching the real estate market, you're seeing a lot of price drops, and that gets painful. It makes more sense to spend a little money on the staging up front, start at a really realistic price. You're going to end up with better results. So you've got to be the best one in your price segment as a seller. Another takeaway for sellers, it may take longer to sell your home. So again, in the white hot sellers market, it was like, hey, it's going to sell this weekend. We couldn't even really remember one that took 2 weekends to sell. It was just like, put it on the market, review your offers on Monday, pick one and move forward. That is not the market we're in anymore. So it's really important for sellers to realize it's going to take longer to sell their home. Could be a few weeks, could be a month. We're really not sure yet. I don't think any broker can tell you with any certainty how long exactly it's going to take you to sell your home right now, because we're at a point where the market just shifted. There's not like a lot of data on how long it's going to take right now. So start early, list earlier than you think, especially if you have a new build or something like that where you are going to be buying the new home and moving in. Start selling your current one earlier than you would have thought. Lastly, for sellers, don't expect to get all of your terms exactly the way you want them. In the hot market, it was like, just name your closing date, tell the buyer when you want to give possession. You could do whatever you want, and they would give you everything. We don't think that you're going to be able to get everything now. You might get your price, you might not get your closing date, or you might not get the perfect lease back that was exactly what you wanted. Be prepared, sellers, to be a little more flexible on the terms. All right, let's shift to buyers real quickly and then we'll wrap this up. I wanted to keep it short. So buyers, now your odds of success of getting a home are way up from 3 months ago or early in 2022, where buyers were just getting pummeled. They would lose 4 bidding wars in a row and they didn't even want to play anymore. It was just not a winnable deal. your odds of success are way, way better now. So if you shut it down for a while, it might be time to start looking again. The prices have come down some, they've pulled back a little bit, and the available inventory is much better. So much better odds for you. You may not have to pay full price is the next point. You were used to having to come in at full price or some crazy number over asking price. Obviously this is case by case basis, but your agent can help you look at the value of the home, comparable sales. You might be able to come in a little under the asking price and get it below, which is nice. You haven't seen that in a while. Lastly, buyers, you probably don't have to include all of the seller-friendly clauses in your contract. You might not have to waive appraisal. You might not have to limit your inspections. All those things that you were having to put into every offer you made, you might be able to dial those back and have more of like a traditional, normal Colorado state-approved contract where you had some power also. So lots of good news there for buyers. So that's it. I just wanted to wrap it up. Hopefully those takeaways at least kind of give you a sense of where things are in the market in general. If you have a situation where you're buying or selling in Central Park, this is what we do. We would love to help. We're always trying to be the best value as agents, so we try to have really reasonable fees. So on listings, that's a 2% listing fee on our side to us for listing the home. And if you're buying the next home with us, we'll even list for 1.5%. You also have to keep in mind you pay the buyer's agent when you're selling your home. But my point is, we're really reasonable on the commissions, and we think every dollar probably helps for sellers right now. I also wanted to just point out that we're in the deal flow in Central Park, meaning we're always buying and selling in this neighborhood. We're really in touch with what's going on in the neighborhood, and we think that's more important than ever to give you good advice. So, Joe Phillips, Focus Real Estate. I'm going to put my contact information above. If we can help you out, we would love to.